In the annals of human history, few stories have captured the imagination like the Trojan War. A blend of myth and reality, this legendary conflict tells of gods and mortals, love and betrayal, honor and revenge. But beyond the familiar tales lies a deeper narrative, one of ambition, strategy, and devastation that shaped the ancient world. In this multi-part series, we uncover the origins, battles, and tragedies of this war that spanned a decade. Join us now as we step back into the Bronze Age to witness the unfolding of the Trojan War in all its epic grandeur. This is Battles Beyond Time. Our story begins not on the battlefields of Troy, but on the heights of Mount Olympus, home of the gods. The wedding of Peleus, a mortal king, and Thetis, a sea goddess, was a grand affair. All the deities of Olympus were invited to this celestial union, except one, Eris, the goddess of discord. Furious at her exclusion, Eris crashed the festivities, tossing a golden apple among the guests. Inscribed on it were the words, "To the fairest." What began as a petty act of spite would ignite a chain of events leading to one of history's greatest conflicts. Hera, the queen of the gods, Athena, the goddess of wisdom, and Aphrodite, the goddess of love, each claimed the apple. Their quarrel disrupted the peace of Olympus, forcing Zeus to intervene. But even the king of the gods refused to choose among them. Instead, he assigned the decision to a mortal, Paris, prince of Troy. Paris, though a prince, was living as a humble shepherd after a prophecy foretold he would bring ruin to Troy. The goddesses appeared before him, each offering a tempting bribe. Hera promised power over kingdoms. Athena offered unmatched wisdom and military prowess. But Aphrodite promised him the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta. Paris chose Aphrodite, setting destiny into motion. Helen of Sparta, known as the most beautiful woman in the world, was married to King Menelaus. Her beauty was said to rival that of the goddesses themselves, but it would soon become the cause of heartbreak and destruction. Under the guise of diplomacy, Paris visited Sparta, where he was warmly welcomed by Menelaus. But Paris, enchanted by Helen's beauty, plotted to take her back to Troy. While Menelaus was away, Paris seduced Helen and spirited her away to Troy. This act of betrayal ignited a rage in Menelaus, who sought revenge not just for his honor, but for the insult to all of Greece. Menelaus turned to his brother Agamemnon, the powerful king of Mycenae, who saw an opportunity to expand his influence. Together they called upon the leaders of Greece to honor their oaths of allegiance. Years earlier, all the Greek kings had sworn to defend Helen's marriage, and now they were bound to fulfill that promise. Among the warriors who answered the call were the clever Odysseus, the giant Ajax, and the young and fiery Achilles. Each brought their own strengths and ambitions to the coming war. The Greek armada, a force of unimaginable scale, gathered at Aulis, ready to set sail for Troy. But their journey was halted by calm seas and unfavorable winds, a sign of the gods' displeasure. The seer Calchas revealed that Artemis, goddess of the hunt, demanded a sacrifice. Agamemnon, desperate to appease the goddess, made the unthinkable choice. He sacrificed his own daughter, Iphigenia. Her death was a heavy price, but it ensured the winds would carry the fleet to Troy. When the Greeks arrived at Troy, they were met with resistance. The Trojans, led by their valiant prince Hector, fortified themselves behind the city's mighty walls. Walls said to have been built by the gods, Apollo and Poseidon. Achilles, the Greeks' greatest warrior, proved himself unstoppable in battle, striking fear into the hearts of the Trojans. Yet even his might could not breach the city's divine fortifications. Hector, a warrior of unmatched skill and honor, became Troy's greatest defender. He led daring raids on the Greek camp, holding the invaders at bay and giving his people hope. The war dragged on for years, becoming a grueling test of endurance. Supplies dwindled, morale waned, and tensions within the Greek ranks threatened to tear them apart. A bitter feud erupted between Agamemnon and Achilles, leading to Achilles' withdrawal from battle, a devastating blow to the Greek forces. With Achilles absent, the Trojans seized their opportunity. Hector led a daring assault, pushing the Greeks back to their ships and nearly destroying their fleet. For a moment, it seemed the gods favored Troy. But the war was far from over. Tensions would rise, heroes would fall, and divine interventions would reshape the battlefield. And when Achilles returned, the world would witness a wrath like no other. Join us in part 2 as we delve deeper into the heart of the Trojan War. From the heroics of Achilles to the legendary Trojan Horse, the story is only beginning. This is Battles Beyond Time.